Aloha, my name is Anna Covert, and I'm coming to you from the beautiful showroom at Velocity Honolulu, right here on the island of Oahu. This week on the Covert Code, the topic is real estate, supercars, and everyday luxury. My special guest is Rey Wolmers, broker for eXp Realty and Luxury Automotive Consultant at Velocity Honolulu. Rey's here to share how he blends speed, strategy, and style across real estate and car worlds, representing elite brands including Ferrari, Maserati, Lamborghini, Bentley, and Lotus. Plus, he's going to share some highlights from events including whiskey and watches and the Ferrari Cylindri release, which is sitting right behind us. Thanks so much for being here today, Rey.
Well, I appreciate it.
So tell me, you have such a fascinating life in the fast lane. How did your professional journey get you here at the bridge between luxury, cars, and real estate?
I came into the car business because I was full-time real estate back in 2007, and the real estate market was starting to take a dip for the market crashed 2008. So I knew the car business was always booming. I knew a couple people in the sales industry, and I thought I'd give it a shot. And they were willing to train me and give me everything I needed to sell cars and do that. So I got in the car business that way.
And what do you think are the similarities here of your audience? Are you selling someone a beautiful property and Howard Hughes, and then coming over here and selling them a car? What kind of rollover is there?
There's definitely rollover because the person who just moves to the island needs a place to live and they need transportation. So it does work hand in hand in that realm. The person that's renting a house probably is not going to buy the Ferrari, but the person who owns a couple of multiple properties may be in that realm that they're able to purchase that or get a couple cars for their kids. And most households have multiple cars in their household now, so it is nice to have options for that.
What are your thoughts on the type of buyer? You're looking at a very high-end luxury user, and they expect some kind of class, some system, and exclusivity.
Yep.
What is your process to selling that type of consumer, and what are your tips?
Well, first and foremost, on Ferrari, most of the time they want you to already be a Ferrari owner before they'll sell you a new one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you knew that.
No, I didn't know that.
If someone ordered a Ferrari today, they would probably have a 2-year wait list for that Ferrari. So they have to give us at least a 10% deposit or at least a significant deposit on the car that we hold that's non-refundable. And then they wait for the car to come in. So we have to keep them entertained by doing some of those events that we were talking about. The Cylindri release, those are the majority of the people that were there were past clients or current clients that you were rubbing elbows with that were physically here.
And I've always heard that, Ferraris are, you can't change a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Once it's made in this condition, it's never to be painted, it's never to be changed. Is that the case?
I mean, we have people that do wrap them. They'll wrap it a different color. They may paint it a different color, but some of these paint jobs are like $18,000, $20,000. So some of the paint jobs are pretty spectacular. They would be depreciating the car by changing the color. So maybe that was the misconception that might have had. So as far as, they can, but it's going to affect their trade-in value, the resale value. One of the cars that was just right here, removed it, but it was a 70th anniversary piece of 458 Ferrari that's pretty much standard. There's no miles on the car. No one's going to drive it. They're just going to collect it and hold it.
Wow. Just a little like a collection.
Yeah,
collection. Like a purse. I collect purses, and someone could collect a Ferrari.
Yep, or Labubu's or whatever else you want to collect.
I'm surprised they haven't had a collaboration yet.
They may. In the Beverly Hills, they did a collaboration with a local, it was a stuffed animal vendor that had a Instagram page, so they did a collab Ferrari with this Instagram. I don't remember what it was.
Wow.
Yeah, we had that. I found that out in training for Ferrari. They were, one of the marketing people from LA was in the same class as me, telling me about how they did a collab that seemed to do really well. Like Rob Deerdeck is a big fan as well from DC Comics or not DC Comics, but DC Shoes. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah, it seems like I have an 11-year-old daughter. I know you're also a father. We'll talk a little bit about that. And it seems like that's what all the kids want now are these collabs.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool that Ferrari is staying so current and fresh.
Yeah, sure.
And it's so easy to become a stodgy old brand, but they're really, stepping it up. What else do you think makes, Hawaii a unique place to house these types of vehicles?
Well, the people that buy Ferraris here in Hawaii usually have houses either in Japan, China, Colorado, Denver, so they can pretty much shop anywhere, but the car's physically here. And Ferrari wants to protect its brand, so they don't send their cars to somebody buys it here, then sends it to Japan, and then flood the market. So they're very particular on who buys the car. So they do a pretty extensive background history of the person buying, make sure they are a true collector, make sure they had a portfolio of cars in the past before they consider ordering a new one. But as far as maintaining their integrity, totally forgot the question.
We can cut that. We'll do a cut and restart. So my question was, what makes you a buyer so uniquely, qualified to be here in Hawaii? Is there anything special about buying a car here?
Buying here in Hawaii, they got to worry about where they're going to garage the car, keep it cool. Obviously street parking. Most houses need at least 1 or 2 car garage, if not slightly bigger. Some of our clients have air-conditioned garages for their cars. So that's one thing to consider. If they're traveling a lot, they may need to have somebody maintain their car and take care of it and charge it or drive it around the block, which I've done that for clients in the past. Oh, they'll leave for 3 months, and by the time they come back, the car's dead.
Right.
And then they have to replace their entire battery system. So we want to prevent that from happening.
Do they leave it here at Velocity, or?
Some of our clients do have some of their cars here, but we can't do that for everybody.
You're babysitting.
Yeah, we're babysitting, and if something happens, whose fault is it, and all that liability. But the area above us literally has some of the customers' cars, which I think I brought you up there.
Yeah.
You, right? Yeah. So
how do you maintain an audience or a customer base with these high-end luxury products? Is it personal selling? What are some of your marketing strategies to attract and retain?
Well, for Ferrari, they have races, F1 races that they can send clients to. They have drive events that they can take their car and drive their own car or a car similar to their on the track and actually enjoy that and be with other Ferrari owners. We also have the Ferrari Car Club, Lamborghini Car Club, so they'll meet once a month and they'll stay engaged with them. Obviously, the mechanics know the cars. A master mechanic, Aaron, is pretty awesome. He knows these cars inside and out, and most of the clients that buy the cars have had them for a while, only trust him to work on their cars. So they will actually invite or staff to, like, we just had our general manager and or master tech go to Kauai with one of our clients on his private jet. So he was keeping us engaged apparently, but I guess he wants to make sure he gets that continuous inventory coming in, or at least have the options that we'll call him when we get that first option.
Wow. And so some of your big strategies are events. Tell me, who creates the events, and what's your kind of plan or go-to for creating them?
We have a marketing department. Eric Chang and Ria Sapo are both on the marketing. They organize events. We're doing a huge event next month in November. M&W Restaurant does help because they do majority of the catering for all of our events. So their clientele, our clientele, the marketing department. Brad's very well in the community. He works with EO, it's a entrepreneur business owner group, and he has events for them. The ride and drive event that we had at Aloha Stadium last year is we brought in some of the Ferrari drivers, and they took clients in the car on a hot lap around the track. Wow. So they got to experience one-on-one what's it like to drive like a real race car driver with a real race car driver, which was awesome.
That is really cool. Mm-hmm. And are they going to still, what's going to happen when they tear down Aloha Stadium? Are they still going to do that?
Hopefully we have a new great location, and we're riding on the field or inside the stadium, not just in the parking lot, hopefully. But we'll find out. So
if people want to buy Ferrari, it seems like there's a long checklist of things that they have to do. They have to be a collector, they have to be serious, they have to put money down. So is there ever a test drive that happens? Or there is? We
have test drives. If someone wants to buy a Ferrari, technically they've purchased it without even driving it, but some people do need to get in and see what's right. We'll have ride events as well for them, but it is possible that you can do the test drive if the right circumstance. But we're pretty much, must be like one of the last things to do in the process. So you don't just walk and say, by the way, can I test drive? I'm just thinking about it. That's not going to work with Ferrari, at least.
Yeah, makes sense. Mm-hmm. So let's switch it up to real estate. So, over the past decade, Howard Hughes has really blown up this area of Kaka'ako. It's becoming so affluent and trendy and artsy.
Yeah.
What are you seeing in terms of the type of people who are buying? Are they from abroad? What percentage are real locals who are living here, kama'aina as we call them? And what do you see as these international investors or other types of buyers?
I see a lot of the units that are for Howard Hughes are staying vacant a little bit. They're just using them for part-time residents, or they'll just have it for when they want to come for the family, or down the road, they're just going to upgrade from one level to the next project and carry that equity with them. So they essentially have brand new units no one's ever lived in that they just sell as soon as they become available, and they put cash and roll that over to the next. As far as the people that are, I mean, there are locals that are buying them. Usually they either were purchased as an investment for a child, or maybe they have a single family home and they're getting older and they want something that's a little bit more lively, less maintenance, and they take care of everything, the concierge service of that luxury. Because now in Ward area, in 5 years it's going to be totally walkable. Everything's going to be right there. Big park, big pet area. So the amenities are there. That's what the people want. The novelty and the freshness of it, having a new building compared to something that's in Waikiki that's been around since the 60s. I mean, there's a huge difference, 50 years of technology, that it's all the latest and greatest technology. But the main concern I may have might be how fast they're building these units, because when they speed things up, quality goes down a little bit, and some of the lower quality will start to show in defects and things like that. So I can anticipate possibly watching out for possible lawsuits in the future, which might be a concern.
It's interesting you should say that. So I guess maybe 4 or 5 years ago, when I was down at, the Dell building, and they had a little showroom for, I think it was the I can't remember which one it was, but one of the new buildings that was coming up. And I remember walking in and seeing their projection for what the area was going to look like in the next 10, 15 years.
Amazing.
And all I could see was, okay, well, it looks like if I buy now, there's going to be 10 new buildings in the next 10 years here, or whatever it was. And it seemed like a weird marketing strategy, because why would I want to buy something right now if it's going to be obsolete and potentially...
The Pacifica building is a great example of that. It's literally, before COVID, it was pretty much a straight view to the ocean. Now you have building after building coming up, and they're not going to go away. So Howard Hughes was nice about that realm as far as maintaining the eyesights of the buildings, because they designed it from the land. So they gave every unit a good ocean view, and it was like, did not get blocked by the buildings. But yeah, I mean, before COVID, there was 18 buildings planned, but COVID kind of reduced that number to like 14. So they actually had to do less buildings that they originally planned, but I mean, they're still popping up. You have buildings that are opening in the next month. The Ulana, that was one unique thing they did for affordable housing. Most buildings had a small percentage of affordables in the building.
What percentage is that, like 1 or 2% or
25%?
25% of these?
Of the building, supposed to be, but because Howard Hughes built up so many buildings, they have 2 full buildings that are only affordables.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Keke Hilo, the yellow and gray one right there, and then also Ulana. So those are 2 buildings that are only affordable, and those people need to stay in there for at least 10 years or share the equity with the builder when they sell. So,
well, that's great.
But it's a great option for sure.
Yeah. And are you selling, do you have like a sweet spot? What would you say is your ideal customer?
My ideal customer for real estate would be someone who's looking to invest. If it's a family trying to buy their own unit or a house, my ideal customer, 1 million plus. But investors, if they want to buy 5 or 6 properties that equal over $1 million, that works as well. But ultimately, I would love to help somebody develop a golf course community. Yeah, I'd love to help with the planning, find the chunk of land where they're going to put the houses and the golf course, and be part of that process.
So do you sell on all islands or in Eastern?
Yeah, we have a team. So I'm part of Tony Kawaguchi's group with EXP. And we have a team. We have an agent on Maui, agent on Big Island, agent on Kauai. And we're growing. Obviously, Big Island has 2 different areas, Kona and the Hilo side. So we have an agent on each side. So I don't have to fly over. But if it's the right client for the right price point, I'll fly over and enjoy some R&R while I'm there.
Sure.
Yeah.
I remember just seeing just recently these really cool video business cards at an EXP. Do you have one of those? Oh my gosh, those are the cool. I've never seen one like that before, and I was amazed with just like 90 minutes of playtime, and it really sets you apart. How did you get attracted to that brokerage firm?
EXP was great because it had the opportunity to attract other go-getters for your business, and you can work in the. I mean, there's a lot of social interaction with the agents, a lot of social events. So I was really attracted to the opportunity to grow. Their commission splits, it's essentially able to, most brokerages charge you money every month, or they charge you a certain percentage of your commissions up to a certain amount. And the splits, it's pretty possible to work with EXP and they have them pay you to work there and not pay them anything.
Oh, wow.
And some of these brokerages are charging 10% of all your commissions for life, or they're charging at least a 6% royalty fee. The company I was with and before, they had a minimum $40,000 per agent per year. So I had to pay them $40,000 to work for them, which I don't have to do that.
That's good. I mean, and then they must be doing a lot of advertising to warrant that type of a commitment.
They have the brick and mortar is the biggest thing. The nice thing about EXP, it's all virtual. And we do have team meetings in person, and I do have team events or broker events. But the brick and mortar, the cost of rent, the cost of a building, and cost of hiring the managers and staffing of those buildings, that's where they have to charge all the agents a certain amount. So that was what they did. They did some marketing, and they did have the 128,000 agents worldwide. So,
well, that's a good place to pin it. So, virtual sales, that makes me think about, some of the changes we've seen in other industries, like how people bought airline tickets, how they bought hotels. Now we're seeing that people are buying cars online. They're buying other, all types of products online. What do you think are you seeing in the market in terms of the motion toward traditional sales in real estate and luxury cars?
Well, people always want to have a consultant, someone to hold their hand and explain what's going on. But I can see, like, if I've sold cars without anybody seeing the car that were on the mainland that we shipped to them, and then they just trusted my video of the car. They trusted me walking through, doing a FaceTime at the car. So I can see that happening a lot, that a lot of the virtual just DocuSign it. I mean, the car that's being delivered now, she actually did majority of the paperwork over the phone and via DocuSign. So I don't see that stopping. One part of EXP is we are technically the Netflix, like blockbuster Netflix story. EXP is the dinosaur. The old school brokerages are the dinosaurs, and we are the new wave of the future. So that's not going away. Now we have other companies trying to copy what EXP is doing, and a lot of them came from EXP, so maybe they'll do better. But for right now, we're the fastest growing and top producing.
Well, it makes sense, actually, I think, because, I've also been, I don't have a Ferrari yet, but someday. But with my Porsche, I used a car broker, and my Maseratis as well. And it was so enjoyable to, just to have them come to your house and the power of attorney. And when you have a beautiful luxury brand, you can trust the pictures you see.
Yeah.
And when you're buying something from a company like Velocity or someone like you, they trust that it is luxury, and they don't have to go and scrutinize it like they would buying some other product.
Perfect example. I think that is going to be a wave of the future. I'm going to be more of a business broker, boat broker, broker for cars, broker for whatever they want. They just pay me to go get it. And I can see that working, because if someone wanted a Roma Spider, which is the convertible Roma, we only have a demo car. If someone wanted to order, it would take about 2 years now. But if someone wanted me to go help them buy it, I can go locate one on the mainland, but they're going to pay me a commission to do it.
Sure.
So that conversation has already shifted with real estate, because there's buyer broker agency now, where we have that conversation up front with the client. We're saying, hey, I know you're looking to buy. In the past, the commissions were paid by the seller,
right?
But now they're technically paid. They're still paid by the seller, but we have to write it in the contract what they're going to pay you.
Right. So because that law changed recently, right? Yeah.
I remember it last year.
Yeah.
So that's going to change. So now people, if they say, I want to buy a Ferrari, we have to make sure that they're qualified before we even show them a car, and then say, hey, if you want a car that I don't physically have here, I will charge you a fee to go get that car for you, and I will work exclusively for you and negotiate on your behalf.
So I heard that there are ways that you can order the car and then pick it up at Ferrari and then drive it off the So there's like a party that happens. Like what does it look like?
But
People do that?
I haven't done it yet. Some of my clients, I've heard stories, but they'll take them, they'll give them a tour of the factory. They'll have an event for all the owners that they'll go to, or they might have a race that's happening there in Italy. So, yeah, I'm
And then you get to drive it through the Autobahn. I mean,
out of the Autobahn, or you get lots of cars that are out there just like yours that you're driving with other owners and doing like a rally run through the mountains or on the Autobahn. So
sounds fun.
yeah.
So tell me, how do you balance all these? As you're a father, you're. How do you keep it all together? What are your tips?
I don't sleep. No, I do. I mean, balancing is balanced, but luckily I wake up early. So by the time I'm awake, East Coast is already awake, so they're 6 hours ahead. So that's nice. I tend to get a lot done before my daughter goes to school, and then in evenings I'm going to bed by 8, but my daughter already goes to bed at 8 already anyway. So
How old is she?
she's 9.
Oh, nice. My daughter's just 11 now. So it's a great age.
Yeah, it's a great age. She was literally just here talking about her boo-boos and all her treats and tricks and how
She have a little mini car. Emma had a little mini BMW.
she had a Porsche Macan because her mom had a Macan before, and then she had the mechanical car that was. They both had white Macans, so they were twins.
That's nice. I used to call my car the Maserati.
Maserati.
Mommy, the Maserati is the best car. And I'm like, yeah, it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what are some of your tips for anyone out there who wants to grow up to be like you?
Make sure that you stay focused and just focus on 3 good things. Don't try to do 10 different things well, because they'll never happen. Focus on the 3 strong points and be committed to what you're doing.
How many times do you reach out to someone after they've had an interest? Like, what is your level of, once a month? I mean, because you're selling luxury, you can't be like a used car salesman.
Yeah.
And what is your cadence for outreach?
Well, anytime we have an event that's relevant to somebody who is in the pipeline, quote unquote, that's thinking about it, or that we know that can afford to buy it, we will invite them to our events. If I get a new car in, or if I get something that's special, I want to invite them down to see it. So I would say probably we're probably touching them 20 to 30 times a year.
Wow. So you have an event almost every month?
Ideally, yes, that would be the goal. But we're nice that we have the concert hall across the way. We have Blaisdell.
Yeah.
So we have shows that are going on. Marketing, they spend a lot of money on the utilities for this building, but marketing, they're spending a ton of money in marketing. They're always trying new things and hiring younger and younger and younger to stay up with the relevant kids and technology and ChatGPT and AI and all that stuff.
Right.
So
Do you have what are your thoughts on AI? Is it going to help or hurt, or does it really matter?
it's going to make us all seem a lot smarter, and it's going to help us not run back to the office like, what is this? Or what is that? What is that? At least we say, well, I don't know. It's a great question. Let me see what ChatGPT says, and you can decide together if that makes sense or not. Like, how many cylinders is this car? If I didn't know, I could take a picture and they could probably tell me a lot about the car without even knowing it.
And I got to sit in this car. I was the first one to sit in this car.
Yeah.
For the party, at least. And have you had any interest yet?
We had one order from it. They ordered the car. It's being built. I mean, and then the ones that have other cars that they're in their inventory, it's an opportunity for us to put a value on their car. So yeah, we definitely, that event, that was the first time we collaborated. Speaking of collaboration, we collaborated with Prada. I'm sure you've got some stuff at Prada,
Yeah.
and they were there. Oh, and there was another.
There was the perfume.
Perfume.
It was
Neiman
yeah.
Marcus.
So Neil Marcus.
Neiman Marcus. Yep. Thank you, Neiman Marcus.
Yes,
Thank
we
you,
love
Prada.
Neiman Marcus.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And there was also tequila.
There
Was a big fan of. There was a wonderful, it was almost like a locally supported tequila. I don't know the name, but it was really delicious. And we know that's like a health beverage,
Yes.
tequila.
The agave makes you like Aaron Rodgers. Yes.
Well, how can people get a hold of you if they want to buy some high-end luxury items?
They can get a hold of me at Rey, REY_Wolmers at Instagram, or they can, I'm on LinkedIn as well. So anything you need, Rey Wolmers, I'm sure it'll be in the link.
And we're going to have Ray's bio and all of his social profiles right in the podcast link. So you can connect with him and find out if he has anything new coming into town. Thank you so much for being here. So excited to announce we just reached 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that's because of your support and Aloha. So continue to like the content, share with your friends so I can continue to get great guests like Ray, who invited us to see these beautiful cars. Thank you so much for your support. I'll see you next week in the Pixels. Aloha.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Covert Code Podcast. If you're loving the insights we share here, don't forget to follow us on your favorite podcast platform and leave a review. Your support helps us reach more digital innovators like you. Share this episode with your friends and colleagues on social media and help spread the word. And if you're in the solar space or just curious about where clean energy is headed, I'm thrilled to announce my brand new podcast, The Solar Coaster. This show digs into the real stories, trends, and challenges of the solar industry, with bold conversations and powerful takeaways you won't hear anywhere else. Follow the Solar Coaster now so you don't miss a single episode. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the Pixels. Aloha.